Hello, JECA teachers. Please excuse my unprofessional recording for the professional development that I'm giving right now. This was the best way that I could get the file size to upload to YouTube and be able to share it with you guys. So again, please forgive me for the way that I'm recording this. But I wanted to show you a couple things that us in the math department have found really useful in Canvas, and hopefully it'll help some of you too. So the first thing I want to show you is a test bank. So if you go into one of your classes and you scroll over here on the left-hand side to where your quizzes are. If you click, I'm here over here on the left. If I click quizzes, every quiz that I've ever made is here. So these are all quizzes that I've made in my Canvas for my students. If I come over here to the snowman in the top right-hand corner, and I click it, there's a manage test banks, manage question banks. If I click on that, there's different question banks. The unfiled questions, which is the only one that you'll have unless you have created an additional test bank. This has every single question that you've made in the quizzes in your Canvas. So I can scroll down and see all the questions I've made. So let's say that I'm doing quadratics, and I've already made this on a homework assignment or something, but maybe I want to put this on a test, or maybe I want to just copy this to a test and then edit it a little bit. So I can come in here, and I can say move question to another bank, and I can pick a different question bank to put it in. So I'm going to put it in PD. I made this bank specifically for this professional development. So move copy question. Okay, and I can go through and I can do that to whatever questions I want to put in this bank. So now in my question bank, I have multiple different questions. This is all in this unfiled, well, it's in the unfiled now, but it's also in the other bank that I made, so in quizzes. So now if I want to go through and add them, I don't have to go through every single 378 questions that are on there. I can just go through the 4 questions that I moved into my professional development bank. Okay? You can also over here edit stuff, and you can delete question banks, change the name, all of that stuff. Okay? So I went into quizzes, I went to the snowman, made another bank, and I've added some questions to it. So now I'm going to go back to the course. And if I go back into the actual, let's say I want to make an actual quiz. So here's a quiz that I just, went to the plus, made a quiz. So I'm going to go to this PD quiz. And now in here, if I edit it and go to the questions, instead of going to a new question, I'm going to go to find questions. If I go to find questions, I can now see here's that bank that I just made for this professional development. And there's the questions that I added to it. So if I wanted to put these 2 questions on their upcoming test, because I wanted to give them a couple questions off their homework assignment or off a previous quiz, I can click them, or I can select all of the questions in here. So now I'm going to add these questions, and now they are here in my new quiz. And then just like any other time, you can go in and edit them, change the problem. The thing I like is that the answer choices are still there for you. So this one was a matching, and I'm going to show you how to make those 2 in a second. But this is just copying it from something else you've created into a different location. So that's been really helpful for me. So one more time, you'll go to your course. You will go to the quizzes on the left-hand side. You'll go to the snowman and choose manage question bank. And from there, you can pick any questions that you've created. You can move them around. You can select them to put them into a different bank. Once you've done that, you go back to your course and then back to quizzes. This is where you can find the questions all in there, but if you need to add them into a specific quiz that you're making, create the quiz, and then when you get in there and edit it, you can grab the questions from the question bank by going to find questions. Okay? Another helpful tool that we like is importing things from the Commons. Took me quite a while to figure this out, but I was zoomed in. But over here on the right-hand side, you can import from Commons. Now, I will warn you that it seems that if the person who created the assignment, quiz, module, whatever it is, if they used stuff from the internet, it may not upload for you well. So you can go in here, you can search any topic. I'm just gonna put in algebra. See how these all have a picture coming up? These are things that I could access and I could add to my Canvas. But notice these that have the gray dots, these are the ones that I have trouble with getting to upload. So I don't try to use those anymore. Well, now that one popped up, so I would use that one. But you'll see that if you wait a minute, you know, some will pop up with pictures, some will continue to do this. And when I try to import the ones that have the black and white dots, they don't ever import for me. So that's just kind of a warning. But what this is just a huge bank of tons of stuff. There's entire courses, so you can click on it. And I noticed this one had a lot of Canvas for teachers, helpful hints, support, getting started, all of it. So Sandbox, pre-algebra, Slaughter, that information's there. I think that's also in your help if you go to your Canvas help. But if you choose something, let's say I wanted this quiz. I go to this quiz, and let's say I look through it and I decide that I like it and I want to use it. I can go to Import Download. I choose which class I want it to go to. Let's say I want to put it in my algebra class. And then I import it into the course. Now, if I go back to my algebra class, I know there's only like 5,000 clicks that you have to go to. And then back to this quizzes again. I will be able to find that quiz and I can edit it and use it in any way that I want. So one important thing is remember the name of the quiz that you pick, because they're just all in here everywhere. So the one that I had just clicked on was Review of Algebra 1 for Algebra 2. And then I can go into here, I can edit it. Oh, I already saved it once. So I can edit it, or I can go over here and I can, I have to publish it. Once it's published, I can go over here and I can actually move it to wherever I would want to move it to. So it'll give you the option of copy to, and then you just pick copy to and it'll show you, let me just publish it so I can show y'all. So I go to the snowman and it goes copy to or send to, and it'll give me an option of where do I want it to go. Let's say I want it to go in my strategic math class maybe, and under unit 1. Do I want it at the top, or do I want it before or after something specific, or at the bottom? If I pick before, it'll ask me, okay, where do I want it before which one of these things? Okay, so again, that was, I went to, let me go back to the beginning. I'll go over this real quickly one more time. You would go to Import from Commons. You would type in whatever topic you want to search, pull it up. If you want to import something, you'll click the Import button. It will show up over here. Like if you import a quiz, it's going to show up under Quizzes. When you get into the quizzes, you'll search for it, find it, you can open it, you can edit it. Remember to remember the name of it so you can find it in your list. And then you can copy it to anywhere that you want it to go in your course. Okay? So that was the test bank in Canvas and importing from Commons. And one final thing that we find helpful is if I'm creating a quiz. So I'm sure that y'all have messed with some of this, but this was something helpful to us. Let's say I want to make a new question. If you do this drop-down menu, you can make all different kinds of questions. Multiple choice, true, false, fill in the blank, all these different options. But matching is one that we have found useful. So you would write, the directions, or maybe I'd put a graph in here and ask them to label different parts. And if the first thing I wanted to match, let's say, was the vertex. The answer, let's say in my graph, the vertex was at 2, 5. I put the question on the left-hand side and the answer, the correct answer to this on the right-hand side. If I want to make sure that they are writing their points correctly, I can put a distractor in there. Maybe I put 5, 2. This is going to show up for them in their list when they're choosing the answer. Let's say I want the axis of symmetry at x equals -5 and something else, and here's the answer, right? So I can save that question. And the way it will look for the students is my problem would have been up here, and then it's just a drop-down menu for them. So for vertex, they have to go in, they can choose this, 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 or this. This next one, they can choose the axis of symmetry. So this is just another option of a way to ask the kids questions, and it kind of basically just gives them almost a word bank or a drop-down menu to choose from for the answers. This is helpful when you need them to type in 5, 2, but they add a space and so it's then counted wrong, or they leave the parentheses off and so it's then counted wrong. So this has helped with a lot of math and things that need equations or exponents or things that are difficult for them to type in. The matching option has been a good option. I hope that's helpful. If you have any questions at all, please let us know. We are here to help you. Thank you for your time, and I hope it was useful.